How does it feel to have Destiny? You talked about her in the past. She's one rebound shy of that double-double. She got that and then some, 18-11 for her today.
Yeah.
How does it feel seeing her grow from being a freshman to where she is right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, it's kind of her being more comfortable in being a scorer, right? And I think, we talk to her every single day about, like, she's a beast on the boards. That's what she's got to be every single game. But I always tell her, like, you can score, but I mean, in her mind, she's got to want to do it, and in her mind, she's got to feel comfortable doing it. And so we've been working on a lot of stuff in practice for her to be a scorer and kind of getting her the ball in situations where she wants to score, So she made a couple of, like, nice short little jumpers, and then, every time she gets a rebound, we just tell her to go back up. Like, you got to go back up with it. She's so strong, and you might as well. I mean, you're underneath the basket. You might as well go up with it and either get an and one or score. And so today she did that.
How much better can she get? What's the next step in her game for her to improve?
That's a great question. I mean, I think just a dominant, in my opinion, a low post scorer. Like, I mean, she kind of wants to move out a little bit more, but if she could, like, become like Moss, because Moss started here being more outside, and then we really worked her on the inside, and now she can score both places, Mossany. And I think if Destiny can really be comfortable down on a low block making post moves. Destiny's saying that she wants to have space and see the defense. So when they're posting up behind her, she doesn't know who's coming, where they are, So I think she's getting more comfortable every single day doing that. We do a lot of position work, and all of her slams are all the time and post up, and and she goes at him. So I think it's just a confidence thing for her.
Yeah, so Mia Davis came into the game as the conference leader at 21 points per game. What was your strategy in balling her up today? She scored 20, but your defense made a great try.
She's the best player in the league. I mean, she's good. She's real good. Had a double-double tonight. Did she? She had 20 and 6. It's just, I mean, I've been here 5 years now. I mean, she's been this good the whole time. Her and Moss have played against each other. I mean, she's a great player for this league. She's all-time leading scorer in 5 points. Thank goodness she didn't get it here. But in 5 points, she's going to be all-time leading scorer at Temple. And I don't know where she is in the league, but, like, she's got to be one of the, when she leaves, one of the top players, obviously at Temple, but in this league that's come through here. I mean, I don't know the history of where she stands, but, I mean, I just think she's phenomenal. She hit 2 threes in the first half, and then, I mean, she doesn't miss much. She's super efficient. She can do a lot. She can score on the block. She can score, at the three-point line. She can score from the wing and drive and pull up. Like, it's just, she's very efficient a very efficient scorer. She's a great passer. Like, she's just a really good basketball player.
Diamond and Tay both struggled from the field today. How do you react and how do you respond when those shots aren't going in?
I don't really. I was telling them in timeouts, let's get the ball to Desto and Moss, or let them go to work, and so they were playing, they were hedging on on-ball screens, and they were really playing Diamond tight. They weren't coming off her. It was almost like a box and one in a man, but everybody else they were playing off. They were playing off of Tay. They were playing off on Shania. They were kind of playing off a little bit on Lish, off a little bit on Anna, but Diamond they weren't coming off of. I mean, they weren't coming off of her on weak side. They just weren't coming off her, which Diamond gets it. She understands that, and she just got Player of the Week from last week, so that's probably why they regard her the way they regard her. So, but I think we're just going to continue to be a really good team if we can have people step up like this, especially our post, and Brittany did a great job too. If, Diamond's not scoring, or Tay's not scoring, or Lish is not scoring, or Shania. So it's kind of like a, inside-out game. I mean, there's not a lot of teams that play both.
Moss just said this is the best team that she's been on. Would you agree with her?
Yeah. I just think overall now some of our players might get mad in the past, but just in terms of everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, I mean, all of our teams in the past were really good too, and KK was really good, and they're really Gregory. A lot of people are really, really good players. I just think as a team as a whole, having these super seniors back make a huge difference. I mean, back in the day, some really smart basketball coaches used to say to me, seniors either are in or they're out. I mean, there's no in between, and all of our seniors are in. Our super seniors are in, mentally in. And Diamond's a senior, and so is Brittany. They're seniors, so, and all of our seniors are in. So that makes a really good team.
And obviously Moss has, she's talked about her visions of going as far as she can. How do you keep this team from focusing just on the next game while also looking at how far they can truly go as a team.
Yeah, we really, I mean, every day we just talk about the next game, and next climb. You know, we're just one at a time, and they know I've always been that way. You know what I mean? So we can't take our eyes off the next team, because what will happen is the first quarter. You know, they're going to score. We can't do that. We got to play. Every team in this league to me is good, and that we have really good coaches. So every game we got to just come ready to go. It's just too much to think about what's next. I mean, no matter what you do. I mean, I can't think about what's next. You know, you got to really concentrate, because we have some phenomenal coaches in this league and phenomenal players and phenomenal teams.
That next team, Memphis, on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Any small scouting that you've done so far on them?
I've only seen them really when I'm scouting the other teams were
Mhm.
playing, so I kind of have a little bit of feel. Obviously, they played Temple last, so I saw that whole game. I watched that live. And obviously Katrina's a great coach. She was a great coach at Wright State, and they have a lot of new players and a new system. So it's going to be interesting for us to see, you know, how our team responds to everything's going to be so new. They're just used to the Memphis of old, and I think she's a really good coach, and she's going to come prepared. So obviously as a team, it's the first time we're playing them, so we got to be focused and ready to go.
Coach, I recall at a previous press conference, you were a little frustrated once the SMU game was postponed, because there was a lot of time between the USF game and Cincinnati,
Yep.
and the team had a lot of time on their hands.
Yep.
We are once again in a situation where there's a lot of time between our next matchup with Memphis on Saturday. What's the plan for this week to keep the team in game mentality
Yep.
heading into this next game?
Obviously tomorrow we have to have a day off, because I mean we've been going pretty hard here in the last 3 games. That's a lot of games, and the way we play is hard. I mean, we've pressed both games. I mean, all 3 games we've been pressing, and that's hard to do. Like, not a lot of teams do what we do. So obviously they're going to have a game off, and so a day off tomorrow. So that gives us Wednesday and Thursday and Friday to prepare for Memphis. And so I mean, that's 3 days, not 7 days. The 7 days that's a big thing. The cancellation, that was 7 days. That was really hard. So the great thing about our seniors and our captains is that they remember what not to do. So they remember what they did not do and how they did not prepare for that game against, that long game off against Cincinnati. So I think that, and Moss knows, and I think the captains are really locked in. If you look at our last 3 games after that Cincinnati game and the Cincinnati game, you can see who really stepped up and who really kind of, took it on their backs to be the scorers, to be the leader. Like Moss said tonight, she knew she had to step up and give some energy. So I think our captains have been really the people that have really stepped up and understand now that if it's meant to be, it's up to them. It's meant to be, it's up